Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today or tonight? Well, welcome again to another edition of TGN, People with Stories. I'm Tommy, your host. Again, as usual, I want to give people a chance to join and log on to see what's going on today. And if you guys can, share this, and hit your support buttons, the smiley face button or the thumbs up button or the funky face button or whatever button you want to hit, just show support. And if you can, don't forget to hit the icon. That's the most important thing. Hit the bell icon. You'll get notified when I go live and have my show. Again, you guys, this is Wednesday, February the 10th. And we got a pretty extensive topic tonight. Pretty sensitive, too, as well. Tonight, there's a shocking realization that we almost face. And one of these facts are problems that our children undergo in our households due to some underlying issues that's hidden in plain view most of the time. And a lot of people with children have mental illnesses that they're unaware of. And a lot of people, and I'm thinking, I don't know about now, but the majority used to put it off on, oh, she's just mad, or he's just angry, he's just upset, or oh, it's this little Johnny, oh, he's just misbehaving. Those were some kind of excuses, wasn't they? And here it is right today. Things are still going unnoticed. When I get back, we're going to take a look at some of these videos. And maybe we can come to a common agreement as to what's going on. This is TGN, People with Stories. I'll be right back. All right, everyone, I am back. Thanks for joining. I want you guys to take a look at, I want you guys to take a look at a video. And it's a video of a little girl in court that's 9 years old. Right? Even though she's clinging to her parents and she's sobbing, don't let that fool you. I don't want y'all to let that blind you. Okay? I want us to take a look at what she's truly capable of. Okay? I want you guys to take a look at the seriousness of her crime. Let's check this out.
A little girl, just 10 years old, sobs as she's brought into court, charged with first-degree murder. She's comforted by her mom as the judge orders her held on $50,000 bail. And look, as she leans close to her dad, you can see there are handcuffs on her tiny wrists. The charge is shocking. The murder of a baby boy at a daycare center outside Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
City EMS, first responders, a male child. Caller states he was napping. He's having a hard time breathing and his head is swelling.
County Sheriff Jim Kowalczyk said the baby died 2 days later.
Injuries sustained by the 6-month boy was not an accident.
The little girl was living with foster parents who run a daycare center. She told police she was holding the baby when the baby accidentally fell out of her arms and hit his head on a footstool. She says she panicked and began stomping on the baby's head to stop him from crying. An imprint of the 10-year-old girl's shoe was found on the baby's head.
The disconnect is just mind-boggling. A crime could not be more horrific, and yet the culprit, allegedly a 10-year-old girl, it's so hard for the system to sort that out.
The girl's parents say she has a history of severe emotional problems. They have tried repeatedly to get her help, but have been told she's too young to be admitted to a mental health facility. Now the disturbing sight of a frightened 10-year-old charged with the ultimate crime.
Ain't that horrible? Okay, 9, 10 years old, they can kill, they can stab, they can pull a trigger, they can poison. We can't say that it was due to drugs. This child wasn't on any drugs. We can't say that it was just a heavily frustration. I don't know. But now y'all see what I'm getting at. Mental illnesses go unnoticed in a household like that. And it does for years. And not just that one. A lot of them. A lot of them. Now, I want you guys to take a look at another video, okay? Both of these children was approximately the same age, 9, 10 years old, right? And probably just one haven't committed the same type of crimes yet. I'm serious. Let's take a look at this video. And I want you guys to tell me what you think.
Get in the car.
An emotional confrontation. Rochester police responding to a report of family trouble.
She's got multicolored pants and a black hoodie. And mom's saying she's making suicidal statements.
Officers trying to convince a 9-year-old girl to get into a police car. An officer eventually gives the girl, already handcuffed, a warning before using pepper spray.
Sit back. Come on. This is your last chance, otherwise pepper spray's going in your eyeballs. Come on.
I got her. I got her.
Please wipe my eye.
Tonight, the girl's mother saying she will sue the city of Rochester and its police department.
I trusted the Rochester Police Department to do what they needed to do to help my daughter, not to abuse her or hurt her at all.
Here, just stop for a second.
I want my dad!
The police union says the girl resisted and kicked one of the officers, and that they did not harm her when she would not comply. Authorities have said the girl had threatened to take her own life and harm her mother.
No one who would treat a 9-year-old child like that should be in law enforcement to help anyone.
City officials already have said the officers' actions were not appropriate. At least 3 have been disciplined. Now a lawsuit by a family claiming police used excessive force against their little girl. Ron Allen, NBC News.
Here, let's go have a seat.
No! I want my dad!
I'm not gonna run off.
I want my dad! I want my dad! No!
Stop. Take us, dear.
My mom's right there! Hurry up, please, don't
Stop.
let me go. I want my dad!
Stop. Here.
I want my dad! I want my dad!
Wait, can I just please get the snow off of me?
I'll get the snow off.
It is cold.
Get in the car. You had your chance. Get in the car now. Okay.
Please don't. No.
You want me to grab it from the other side?
I want my dad. Stop. Stop.
Sit up.
No.
You're acting like a child.
I am a child.
This is your last chance, otherwise pepper spray's going in your eyeballs. Come on, let's go. I will get your dad.
No, you said that you were gonna pepper spray me. No, please, no, stop. Sit back. Oh, I got a bad one.
Just spray her.
No, I have
Just spray her at this point.
Stop. Stop.
Dear.
Oh my God.
I got her. I got her.
Please wipe my eye. Wipe my eye, please.
Unbelievable.
You know, you guys, I think this gives way to automatically allow belligerency from our children. I think that's what this does. Whether you are half cuckoo, or whether you are all the way off your rocker, or whatever's going on, whether you're 9 years old or 30 years old, I think allowing these type of actions gives way to this. And I think it gives mixed signals also. It looks pretty disturbing. But in a case like this, right, I kind of feel like the child is also being very disturbing, and along with the harmful threats to her mother. I really do. Forgive me, you guys. But I really don't think these actions should be taught or allowed. I really don't. When that officer said do something, you heard that girl say, "No!" and just started acting like the wildest animal you could ever imagine. And listen, the police might have been wrong. They might have been wrong. Okay. But in whose eyes, though? In whose eyes? Just the parents, just the protesters, you know, the few little handful of protesters, just, you know, their police precinct. But what about around the world whose children would look at this? You look at this, were they going to look at this as an example? Since everybody is trying to condone this? I'm just saying. I don't think these actions should be allowed. I really don't. And the mom shouldn't allow it also. You guys, I don't know what's wrong with my voice, but boy, look here, my throat is cranking out. But it's kind of crazy, man, how not just only this child, but also other children are doing far more worse. But it wasn't a protest for them. It wasn't an outcry for them. I mean, young people have even gotten in shootouts with the police. Police gunned them down. There was no protest behind that. There was no outcry behind that. but it is behind our children acting like this. They say it's because of the mace, but I'm gonna ask this question. In a situation like this, when the police are called, how are they supposed to handle this? How are they supposed to handle someone 9 years old, or again 30 years old, that's making harmful and threatening gestures and actions towards somebody else? What are you supposed to do? Viewers, call in. Go ahead, Bobby.
This is one of those situations where the police should have never been called out. Okay, the girl was making suicidal threats and was having an emotional breakdown. Cops had no business going out there in the first place. First of all, they should have had like a counselor or a social worker come out there and maybe had a cop escort them. The guidance counselor or the caseworker or the social worker, to the girl, and left the social worker with her and stepped back. Cops have no business dealing with any type of emotional issues whatsoever. That's why everybody fucking ends up getting sued. That's why the cops end up getting sued and people end up getting hurt, because cops intervene in situations that don't belong in.
I'm glad you said that, Bobby.
A 9-year-old girl, there's no reason for it. None. I'm
glad you said that.
First of all, they tossed her ass to the ground and then they handcuffed her and then pepper sprayed her. Nah.
What else? What was they gonna do? What else would they do? I mean, because like you said, if somebody else come out,
the cops had no reason to be there. They should have had EMS show up.
But I'm saying if somebody else come out, EMS or some kind of counselor, like you said. So what's going to cause the girl to do then? Act out even worse, since she knows it's not the police and she knows it's just the hospital people. I'm a really clown.
Well, I mean, honestly, if she was really having an issue, which she looked like she really was having, and it, it's not going to encourage her to act bad when help actually shows up. 9 times out of 10, when actual help shows up, police is there just to scare and intimidate. They ain't got no fucking degree. They don't have no fucking.
That's normally what they do.
Training in mental health issues.
Right.
They have zero.
You're right, and that's normally what they do. They intimidate and they threat.
One day I was walking down the street and this guy I was driving down the street and this guy had a seizure right out there in front of that Mexican restaurant over there by outside of Irvington on Washington Street. Had a seizure. Fucking somebody called the police. And they were treating this man and luckily I was there and I knew one of the cops, and they were threatening to handcuff him, threatening to throw him on the ground, all because he wasn't answering their questions.
Right.
Okay, well, what happens during a seizure?
But check this out.
Your brain fucking gets crossed.
Can I tell you something though?
All the signals in your brain get crossed.
Guess what happens though?
You're in a state where you can't answer.
I know how seizures go, but guess what happens when the ambulance is called, the EMS is called on a situation like that, and the person do turn on them? Guess what the EMS gonna do? They're gonna call the police.
The EMS haven't even trained on how to deal with people with
But they're gonna call the police
with mental issues or even epilepsy.
I understand that, but they're gonna call the police.
I've spoke to these guys. I've spoke to these people before. I know what their limits are.
And this is the thing: when the police are called, the police it's really like with them, it's all bets off now. Now that they call it, especially for a mental illness.
Once the police show up, everything's gloves off. The cops think that they can control the situation.
Yes.
They come in, and they fucking strong arm everybody. They demand everybody to do what they say. And sorry, if you have a mental illness or if you're fucking mentally unstable at that time, you're not going to listen to no fucking police officer. You're not going to even listen to your own motherfucking mama.
No, you're not. So, but you don't.
And then having somebody who thinks that they're especially an aggressive authority figure standing over you, and then having that person imply their will however they see fit, whether it be through macing somebody, tasing somebody, or just beating the shit out of them.
Well, listen, Bobby, we got 2 scenarios where we can't win. Okay, either like you said, either the hospital are called and they can control the person, and they're gonna have to call the police.
This is why I believe that funding for the police department should also include mental health department, having social workers, having the right people who to respond to these mental health issues. Not having police show up, beat everybody, shoot everybody, and then say, "Oh, well, it was an accident."
But this,
we felt intimidated
by allowing
we saw
this.
Poor guy seizing on the floor, so we decided to tase him 100 times because he wasn't rolling over like we asked.
I understand that, but look, by allowing these actions from people like this and suing because the police are trying to do whatever they can do, and even though they're not doing it right, don't you think that might give people mixed signals when their children start to act the same way?
What happened? Here's the situation. This isn't like somebody called the cops on somebody getting robbed. Okay, the scenario is this: they got called because his daughter was having an emotional outbreak.
Her daughter.
Or emotional breakdown. Sorry,
her daughter.
She was threatening to become suicidal. He called the cop and take care of his daughter because he didn't know what else to do.
It was the mom who called the hospital.
Okay, well, in either case,
or
the parents called. They wanted outside help because they were afraid that their child was going to do something. So what happens? The police show up
and
became aggressive with the 9-year-old. Threw her to the ground, handcuffed her in the snow with her face down in the snow.
Yeah.
Refused to let her speak to her parents, who she kept crying out for, which is her legal right.
Okay. All right. Listen. Let me say this.
Allow her to speak to her parents, especially
right. Okay, let me say this though. Let me say this. If in a situation like this, you would probably think also that the father would probably be there with the mother, during this time, right? Okay, but where was the father, when the little girl was crying out like this? Okay, let me ask this question.
I mean, what does it matter where her father is? The fact of the matter is the child needed help, and what happened was instead of getting help, she got bullied, beat, and then fucking pepper sprayed.
Okay, but listen though.
It was told that
listen, listen.
That's what the cops are supposed to do.
But did the father speak up? No. Was he there? No. And guess what? I doubt if we would ever sing. You know why? Because he's probably tired of the mama of the child. Seriously.
Well, I doubt that.
But check this out.
You can't make assumptions on why the father wasn't there.
I'm not making an assumption.
He probably wasn't involved in a 911 call.
I'm not making an assumption. I made a fact. He wasn't there. He didn't speak out. None of that.
They're not together anymore.
And the thing is, it's like
child has a male or female
when you normally have two people in a household, a mama and a dad. Usually things like that can probably be kind of contained a little bit, because the father gonna pretty much not be able to sleep. He gonna sleep with one eye open and not trust this situation. So usually, sometimes the father can kind of take it and get it controlled. But when the father is absent
in the same house.
But when the father is absent, Bobby, I'm gonna tell you this: it's gonna 9 times out of 10 make them kids act out even more, and it's probably gonna make them lash out more because of the father being absent. And that's usually why they do that. But getting to that point to where you stump it, getting to that point to where you stump it on the baby's head in a nursing home, in a daycare center because the baby's mad, then that's something that's have to be dealt with. Them the issues that's deep seated that's gonna have to be dealt with. And you see that girl had a mama and daddy. You see what I'm saying? So these type of issues, man, have to be addressed. These issues have to be dealt with, man. Simple as that. Or a lot of people are not going to be sleeping too much in their households. They're going to be sleeping with one eye open. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to show you why that these people are capable of just what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm going to show you why. And look, the results of this was a protest. And again, I think that it's showing that other people that, hey, I can do this and I can act out whether I'm crazy or not, and hey, I can probably get a lawsuit out of it.
That's not what it's showing people. I mean, that's what you might be taking from it.
Yes, it does.
The take is this.
And not only that,
there's a 9-year-old girl.
I mean, look what they did to the country, man. But look what they did to the country, though.
Because
this is just pepper spray, okay, and trying to control somebody. And but what people should have been even madder about is what they did to the country, man. All these people couldn't make a what you call it, a protest against the people just tearing up the whole country. That's what everybody should have been mad about, not just the pepper spraying of a little girl. Seriously. And that was just a handful of people. But look what they did. They started trying to act as though they're going to tear up things too. They're going to destroy things too. And that's not the way to do things. That's not the way to treat situations like this. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. We have to think outside the box and look farther and deeper into these situations, man. Not just the surface things. And that's the way it is. Bobby, let me get to somebody else. Thank you, brother.
I mean, you can't expect society to just jump in like everybody. Oh, well, they should have done this. I mean,
we got to do something, Bobby.
I mean, if you're gonna drop your 2 cents, might as well get involved.
But we have to do something, Bobby. We have to. I mean, again, if we don't, families, they're gonna be sleeping with one eye open. If my son was acting out like this, guess what? You think I'm gonna call the hospital, wait for them to get here, and him to shoot me anyway? No, I'm gonna call the police. She wasn't being violent with her family. She was having a mental
breakdown.
What?
She had yelled about wanting to kill herself and went outside and threatened to kill herself some more.
No matter what it was about.
She wasn't being violent with her. She wasn't being violent with her family.
No matter what it's about.
She didn't have a violent past.
The police
were
called for some reason. If the lady felt like this might have happened or something else might have happened, then she should have called, like you said, the hospital. But again, when the hospital get there, they're going to do the same thing. If they're acting out and they're uncontrollable, the hospital going to call the police also. So that's why I said this thing seems inescapable, and it seems like many people can't escape this thing, man. And like when they send them to the hospital, they're not going to do nothing anyway. They're not going to treat the mental illness. All they're going to do is give the person medication and try to band-aid it and then send them right back out the door. They're gonna send them with no real treatment. None of that, man. And this is what's causing these. And this is what's keeping this thing ongoing.
Whose son had a mental breakdown.
So something happened. So everybody, if y'all agree, y'all can call in. If y'all don't agree, y'all can call in. Bob, let's see if we get some more people to call in, see if they agree. Thanks, brother, for your input. I'm just saying,
I'm going by.
But listen, y'all. I'm saying is this: if either way, the police are called. You might get pepper sprayed. The hospital called. They're not going to deal with it. I'm telling you that now. And I've seen it all for them too many times. They're going to call the police also. And if the police are called for them, then they kind of want to protect them, you know. So they might treat the person even worse. You understand what I'm saying now? So yeah, you might want to try to call the police or something first, because, you know, I mean, if not, this is the whole thing of the matter. If you call the police and you know it's a 9-year-old child, then don't leave. Don't leave the child. Watch the child. Call the police. The police get there. You're not going to turn your back on the child. You're not going to just let the police do whatever they want to the child. You understand what I'm getting at now? Okay. Hey, man, a lot of people are not going to tolerate this, but also a lot of people look for an escape as well. Oh, my child is mentally ill. Anyway, see if I can get me a lawsuit out of this one somehow. You know. Hey, man, I'm just being truthful. It's the way a lot of people think. But we're going to see what the outcome We're going to see what the outcome is, you know, the results of it is. You know, even though the police officer, they may have been punished. You know, they was punished or whatever the case may be. But as far as women getting a lawsuit, nah, I doubt if that will happen. You know, your child did kick someone and it was an officer. So yeah, man, I mean, like I said, crazy or not, you know, a lot of things is, and again, them officers, man, they're not going to stop doing what they're doing. I'm sorry, man. I could be mad at me. I'm not the one who made the rules, but you know, if you know this and you know what's been going on around the world with the beatings and the killings and everything, you call the police on your 9-year-old child, or just what? I think you ought to try to oversee the situation. Probably that'd probably be the wise thing to do. Not be upstairs on the phone with somebody else talking about, they got my child down there beating them down. All right. Anyway, I'm just saying. The results of that child acting out and getting pepper sprayed and being in the snow, whatever the case may be. Okay, well, it was a like I said, it was a protest. It was a small protest, and those people, whether there's relatives of the little girl, whatever the case may be, they felt as if they wanted to tear things up too. Not just protest, tear things up also, and be belligerent. That's not the way to teach our children. If you can't teach your children, then again, try to seek your children help in any way you can. If you see that they don't, state don't care, the city don't care, only you can. This is TGN, People with Stories. I'm Tommy, your host. Let me take a break. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. This next video, I want to show you guys. It's the actual the tearing up things that they were doing and everything. But I just want you guys to see it real quick. Check it out. Boy, if people don't understand that black lives should matter by now, I don't know when they will.
Science.
And I'm just gonna keep it real, man. You know, if they felt like it was real, like some real detriment that came out of that, then they're gonna take actions. They're gonna do what they need to do. But here it is, and I'm not trying to be funny, man. But here it is. You have somebody that has gotten shot in the back for no reason, killed, shot in the back for no reason, paralyzed, shot in the back for no reason, and nothing is done to these officers. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. You got a pepper spray and a thrown in the snow because you're the one who's out of control. Again, whether you have a mental illness or not, I think them protesting, taking to the streets to protest this is really, again, it's really not needed. I mean, they feel like it's needed, but I really think it's going to solve anything. I think some other justice is deserved. Some other some else to be sought needs to be first, not tearing up stuff. I'm serious, and just like before, nobody wants their whole city tore up, on fire, and none of that. We just got to try to seek justice in another type of fashion. And I mean, maybe we can get to some people see some points then, without their aggression. I don't know. So maybe it's just thought. It's just a thought. I want to show you guys in this other video, in these videos right here. I want to show you guys, man. Oh shoot! I want to show y'all something. Hold on.
14-year-old Nyla Lightfoot died Tuesday at her Fort Worth apartment, and now a 15-year-old female friend is charged with her murder.
The suspect and both girls' families were in juvenile court today. Fox 4's Brandon Todd is live tonight in Fort Worth with the story.
Look at this.
14-year-old Nyla Lightfoot died Tuesday.
15-year-old who they say stabbed another teen at their high school
this morning. Look at this, y'all. Watch this.
The victim's mother now telling us. Breaking tonight, Tampa police just charging a 15-year-old who they say stabbed another teen at their high school this morning. The victim's mother now telling us. Breaking tonight, Tampa police just charging a 15-year-old who they say stabbed another teen at their high school this morning. The victim's mother.
The suspect and both girls' families were in juvenile court today. Fox 4's Brandon Todd is live tonight in Fort Worth with the story. Brandon.
14-year-old Nyla Lightfoot died Tuesday at her Fort Worth apartment, and now
another teen
a
at their high school
13-year-old female friend is charged with her murder.
The suspect and both girls.
You can't sit around and wait till something actually do happen. You can't sit around and wait when and you got to call somebody. You have to call somebody. But again though, like I'm not trying to be funny again, right? But if, let's just say, and I'm not trying to be funny, if the hospital people got there, and look, just look at this. If the hospital, say the hospital people came, right? What would y'all expect for them to do? Give her a Happy Meals Big Mac? Take her down to the precinct or the juvenile center in a limousine? Give her a back rub and a bubble bath or something? I don't know. What would y'all expect for them to do when they got there and she's acting like this? Hold her down? Strap her down? I don't know. What would y'all have done? I mean, somebody call in. That's why I want somebody else to call in. Somebody's calling in. What would y'all think that they supposed to have done? Take her down and give her some money along with a new outfit and tell her to run away from home when she get out. What they supposed to have done? And vice versa. When the police get there, what you think what were they supposed to have done? Let me know. Handcuff one of them and then handcuff to her. What was they supposed to have done? And that's my main question. That's the main question. Don't look at anything else. What was they supposed to have done? Somebody call in. Because I didn't get that, man. I didn't get that. I mean, I don't know what people was expecting, man. You know, I really don't. I really enjoy this though, because we got somebody else's point of view also, and that's why I still share this, man. You know, so we could also know how other people feel as well. You understand? But again, if y'all like the content, man, y'all like what I'm bringing, man, you know, hit the support button, the thumbs up button, or the funky face button, or the heart button, or the smiley face button, or whatever button. I really appreciate it. It just shows me support. Let me know what I'm doing. But I'm out of time, you guys. And again, with children growing up nowadays, it really takes strategy, a strategic planning, especially when we faced with situations just like this. It's hard to say whether the person's going to change or not because they're so young. But I'm not the person that was just willing to stand back and wait to try to see, and it's too late and I'm dead in my own home. I can't see that one. So something has to be done, and something has to be done immediately, whether it's the police, whether it's the doctors. But either way, the police is going to be involved. I'm just saying, and it's simple as that. Doctors called, the police are called. The police called, the doctors are called. It's just like that. They work hand in hand. Okay. Police called, lawyers are called. You do a crime, it's simple as that. It goes through a chain of command. I'm just saying, again, if y'all think I can answer that, what would y'all think they were supposed to have done when they got there? Whether it's the police or whether it's the doctors. And they acting like this. Come on and go with us, please. We got a nice Happy Meal in the car. We got 2 Happy Meals. I'm just saying, man. It could have been a tragic, you know. So let's just pray, you know, that it's nothing like this. And again, condolences to the family. But something in our households needs to be changed. And then I think that these things would change as well. And I highly doubt that it's, again, due to drugs. I don't think these young people are on drugs. So, again, within our households, something drastically, and it needs to be directed just towards these type of circumstances so they can change. This is TGN, People with Stories. I'm Tommy, your host. Until next time, good night.
The tragedy started playing out shortly after 1:30 a.m. Police received a frantic 911 call.
All I know is the call came in from a cell phone. I don't know who made that call at this time, but it was a call stating that there had been people shot inside the residence. Several people shot inside the home.
As officers rushed to the scene, they saw a man leaving the home with a gun. At least one officer fired at the suspect, but missed. He was caught a short time later. What police found inside was gut-wrenching.
Shock, disbelief, a great deal of sadness.
A child and woman were flown to a Tulsa hospital. That child would later die. The woman, police say, regained consciousness. Later in the morning, investigators went to great lengths to block the heartbreaking scene of the victims being carried out of their home. Police say the suspect, Jerron Pridgeon, isn't talking.
I haven't had contact with him. I just know that there was an attempt made, as there would be in an investigation like this, and he has chosen to not cooperate with the investigation at this time.
Unbelievable story out of Oklahoma. 6 people, including 5 young children, shot and killed.
horrific massacre. Take a look at the crime scene.